Yeah, I
This
just
show
kinda
ain't monetized. You can say whatever the hell you want.
This is Black Tornado Podcast.
And welcome to the Black Tornado Podcast, your home for underground metal, and today, underground hardcore. I have Steve with me from Dead Body Man. What's up, Steve?
What's up, fam? Whoop whoop.
Whoop whoop. Second time I get to say whoop whoop. First time was with Scarson, and now I get a whoop whoop from Steve, Dead Body Man, out of Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah, thanks for having me here.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. Longtime fans, Black Tornado, know that I love seeking out the incredibly unique, the different, and this is a phenomenal episode for fans of hardcore music and the handful of juggalos that I know hang out here, which is awesome. I have had in the past rappers that have wanted to come on the show, and as much as I love rap music, I've never taken them up on it because the show is predominantly a heavy metal program. But I've played punk rock, played hardcore. I've played basically every different genre of heavy metal. At the end of the day, if it's got sick riffs and I enjoy what I'm hearing and I think that the audience will like it, it gets played. And when I heard Dead Body Man, not just from a juggalo aspect, not just from a casual hardcore fan, from a fan of music, I said, yep, we're doing it. We're doing this.
Oh yeah, man. I appreciate the kind words.
Absolutely, sir. All right, let's get into it. So when and how did Dead Body Man start?
Well, a couple years ago, about 2 or 3 gatherings ago, I was there and was kind of watching some of the bands play, and I was like, wow, there's actually a lot of metal bands, and kind of surprised me how many metal bands there were. And I thought, the world needs a true juggalo metal hardcore band, a band that actually has juggalos in it playing metal and hardcore music. But because I know there's a lot, King 810 and a handful of others, play a lot of the juggalo events, are accepted by the community. But are those dudes juggalos? Did they grow up being juggalos? Like, I just felt
No.
like I felt
King
like
810 ain't got no juggalos in it. Nothing against King 810. I'm not talking any smack. I'm just saying.
right. I'm
those
not
dudes
trying to
ain't
talk any shit either.
No,
Sorry,
but they ain't
didn't mean to
juggalos. No, I don't care.
So-
You swear. Say whatever the fuck you want. I don't give a fuck.
Nice. So yeah, I
This
just
show
kind
ain't monetized. You can say whatever the hell you want.
of. It's all good.
Actually, that I would have jump into. That's a question that I was going to save for later, but since you brought it up, question:
Sure.
favorite non-rap group performance at the gathering?
Oh, Cannibal Corpse.
Oh, good answer. Not my answer, but a great answer.
Yeah, right off the bat. That was 2015, I believe. That was the first
am-
gathering for me.
Unfortunately, I was not there for Corpse, but I will tell you the couple gatherings that I have been to, my favorite. Well, it's a tie. It's a two-way tie. Favorite non-rap group performance at the gathering. One, Morris Day and the Time.
Okay.
Absolutely blew my mind. And two was George Clinton and the Funk. Those were my absolute two favorite non-rap. Now, there's a lot of other great ones. Mushroom Head plays all the time. War. There's lots of the great ones, but ones that really blew my mind. Yeah, Morris Day and the Time at the Super Gathering,
Okay.
and then George Clinton at the whatever gathering it was when they debuted Death Pop.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah,
Like,
I actually worked at a hotel many years ago, and Morris Day and the Time stayed at that hotel.
oh, how cool! Very cool. Hell yeah. Yeah, I love their music. I love that Juggalos really got into it. Like, everybody's dancing and having a good time. and that was just a lot of fun to see.
Yeah,
I
my
was
my runner-up answer there for that is Static X from last year too, though. That was really good.
Ooh. So funny enough, Static X. This is going back to the Death Pop one. That is the last time that I saw Wayne Static perform.
Yeah,
Was it
R.I.P.
was it R.I.P. Was at that gathering. That was excellent. A quick while we're on the subject of metal and all that fun stuff. Another great highlight of that year's gathering. So Fear Factory's on stage.
Oh, I love Fear Factory.
Same. Fear Factory's on stage. Burton is right at the edge of the stage, leaning into the crowd. Somebody takes a big, like a platter of nachos and launches it at him. And he reaches his hand out and he grabs a big handful and he chomps down on it.
Oh, dude, hell
And
yeah!
and the whole crowd went crazy. It was
Oh, I
so much
bet.
fun. It was so much fun to watch. Gatherings, I've talked to people about this before, especially people that don't gather, that don't listen to ICP. You can go to a gathering and not be a juggalo and still have a ton of fun.
Oh, absolutely.
And everybody's going to, as long as as long as you're respectful and cool.
Sure.
Nobody's gonna dog on you for not having an ICP. I don't wear ICP clothes to the gathering. I go to the dollar store and I buy a pack of white T-shirts because it's hot out, and I'm not walking around in a black T-shirt for 13 hours.
That's smart.
I see the people walk around in jerseys, and I think you're fucking crazy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I just don't want to ruin a good jersey either.
Oh, fair enough. Well, maybe at night when it gets cool, but when it's 90 degrees out and the sun's beating on you, dude, I want just a plain white T-shirt.
Yeah.
Just a baseball cap. Maybe like I have like a Supervillains baseball cap. Like I might throw that on and just a plain white T-shirt, and then when it gets all nasty and gnarly, I just toss it.
Are you going to the gathering this year?
Probably not. Purely financial reasoning. Not because I don't want to go.
Sure. Oh, I feel you.
Purely financial situation. They keep jacking the price of them damn tickets up, and
It's going up, that's for sure.
$300. $300. All right, enough about the damn gathering. Who cares
All
about
right,
the
all right.
gathering? Talk about you. All right, here's a twofer question because your music mixes hardcore and juggalo culture.
All right.
Favorite hardcore album, favorite Joker's card.
Whew.
I know,
So,
tough one.
that is tough. I could list a bunch, but
Maybe not.
Satisfaction.
I know absolutely favorite is tough, but high ranking.
Yeah, high ranking. It's got to be Hatebreed. Satisfaction is the Death of Desire. That's
album.
like a hardcore Bible right there. That's kind of what I model everything after.
Fair enough, especially with the merchandise.
Yeah. Favorite Joker's card, man, that's really tough too. But one that I've been just like listening to the most of, probably especially recently, it's got to be Ringmaster.
Ringmaster is slept on. It's such a great album.
Oh, dude.
I think it, in my humble opinion, I think it explains the Dark Carnival the best on Ringmaster. Every album, in my opinion, has something that it does the best. Like I've always said, I will die on this hill. Amazing Jekyll Brothers has the best beats on any ICP album. The beats on that album can't be touched.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all. That's
Mikey Clark slayed every single track.
absolutely. 100%.
I mean, he slays everything that he does. But on that album specifically, I remember walking into it's back when you could buy CDs.
Oh yeah, I bought that shit on the day it came out.
Yep, same. And got home and haha, funny ICP, whatever, blah blah blah. I couldn't get over how great all of the how hard all the beats hit on every single track. It was so good.
I mean, that is probably the one with the best production on it, like all the way through. I
That's my
agree,
thinking.
man.
That's my thinking. But you know, everybody's entitled to their own bit. I have a. I want to say every one of my Juggalo buddies would give you a different answer if you said favorite Joker's card. I got one guy says Carnival Carnage is the first one's the best. I got another buddy says I'll listen to Riddlebox till I die. You know, everybody has their own answers, but that's what makes it fun. Is everybody likes it for different reasons.
Yeah, for sure.
And maybe where we were in our lives when that album came out, it affected us in a certain way. You know,
I mean,
so
that was the one that I heard the first.
was Ringmaster.
Ringmaster, yeah. I mean,
Nice.
Malenko, and that was already out at the time, but there was this kid that kind of skateboarded that we'd always
Yeah.
kind of see in the neighborhood, and gave me a ride one day back to my house from the skate park, and he had the Ringmaster CD in his car and
Nice.
put it in, and that shit just blew my mind, you know.
Yeah.
Funny story, that dude also said he would kill somebody for $500. So I was like
Yikes.
13, 14. He was like an older skater dude in the neighborhood. I'm sure he
Yeah.
was just like, you know, talking shit. But
Might have been, might have not been.
I'll never know, you know.
You'll never know. All right, so for you, what came first? Was it the hardcore or was it the Juggalo?
It was the hardcore stuff.
Okay, cool.
You know, I the first concert I ever went to it was the Misfits, Guar, and Scarhead opened up.
Nice.
But my buddy's parents took us, and the reason we went was for Guar. You know, I didn't even know who the other bands were at the time. But
Right.
you know, when Scarhead came out and just, you know, a bunch of tattoos, tough guys up there, I was just like, what the fuck is this? This is I need to get into this.
Right. Really,
so-
really eye opening, which is cool.
Oh, absolutely, man. And that was also the Misfits kind of American Psycho tour.
Okay, yeah.
They're like first tour back.
Right.
So that was also that, you know, kind of going and seeing that at that time was, you know, pretty influential for me. But pretty soon after that is, you know, I you know, found out about ICP and kind of got into all that stuff too. So
Very cool. A band I wanted to ask about. Have you heard of the band Hatchet Man Project?
yeah. Yep. Seen them a couple times.
Oh, have you? Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got a
I
Hatchet Man
think-
shirt project, or a Hatchet Man project shirt actually.
Nice. Yeah, I think that so see, like with them and with you, this is this really cool thing that's starting to emerge is these musicians, right? That are taking the ICP ethos and taking the lore. And we're going to get into your music here shortly, but your music is absolutely littered in the ICP ethos and the lore.
Yeah.
And obviously with the Hatchet Man Project, it's a little different. They're I don't want to say this in a negative way, but they're like a cover band.
Yeah, I mean,
The covers are totally kick ass.
oh yeah, great musicians, great band.
Yeah, they're just, but it's really cool to see, and it almost makes you scratch your head and go, why didn't something like this happen sooner? Juggalos obviously love heavy metal. That's why there's always, like you said, Cannibal Corpse. We both know Static X, Fear Factory. There's always been metal representation, even with Psychopath. I don't know that I would call them heavy metal, but we had Zug Island.
Yeah.
You know, so there's always been a
influence.
influence, even with certain ICP songs.
Yeah, there's lots of guitar.
You're wearing a Bizarre shirt. That album had riffs. I mean, look at Great Malenko. Slash was on Great Malenko.
Yeah, there's a lot of guitar in a lot of ICP songs.
Alice Cooper did the intro. To, no, you know, non-juggalos, they don't know that. Alice Cooper did the intro to the Great Malenko.
Pretty sure the
They-
Sex Pistols guitar player did some stuff
and
too.
the Sex Pistols guitar player, absolutely. See, people don't understand the intermixings of punk rock and heavy metal in the ICP ethos. They don't know that. See, we know
Yeah,
it.
and there's a lot of similar crossover, just kind of like anti-racist, anti-fascist, anti like
Oh,
homophobia, and all that kind of stuff.
ICP were punks without the punk instruments.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, absolutely. Yeah, all the things that that true punk stands for, those are staples of Insane Clown Posse.
Absolutely.
For all the reasons that you just listed. How many other bands put out a T-shirt with a burning Confederate flag and put? I have it somewhere. It's like in the
Oh,
closet.
yeah, dude, that's such a sick image.
Fuck your rebel flag in huge letters on the back.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people are doing that, but ICP's doing it.
Oh yeah, and they did that shit in the '90s, and
Way
way ahead of the
before
curve.
everybody was jumping on. I don't want to call it like a trend because it's not a trend, but way before a
Sure.
lot of people were doing it, ICP was doing it back in the 80s.
Absolutely.
You know,
Not to
and
be cool, that's just what they were doing,
no, and I think now because they've been around long enough, I think that now it's past being two stupid clown white guys. Like I think people are like, yeah, there's obviously like the magnet shit's always gonna be funny.
Sure.
Right? The magnet shit, it's funny.
It's funny. It's funny.
It's objectively it's funny to have a line that says fucking magnets, how do they work? It's funny. You can't, I laughed the first
Yeah,
time I
yeah,
heard it.
absolutely, man.
But then you have, songs with really there's some thought provoking shit.
Yeah,
in
How Many
in the
Times, Halls of Illusions, there's so much shit,
Under
man.
the Moon. Yeah,
Under the
absolutely.
Moon, yeah.
There's a
That shit was creepy, like, when I first
Yeah.
heard that shit back in the day, like,
it's
I would
it's
just
one of
sit in my room, listen to music, and draw, and just, like, play guitar and shit, and that shit was creepy.
I've always said that Great Malenko, and of course that was the album that blew up. That's the one that everybody owned. But I
Sure.
will say, as far as a scarier element, I've always said that Great Malenko is probably their scariest record.
Yeah, like, it's got the Piggy Pie intro, too, like
Woogie Woogie Woo. There's just
Yeah.
a lot of scary monster kind of shit. So again, people that don't listen to that kind of music, give it another spin.
Converted a
Uh,
few people, just
Yeah,
friends
You
that
ne-
start to, just kinda give me shit about it. I'll being a juggalo or being into ICP, one day wearing, fucking a War Dead Guy shirt, and then next day wearing an ICP shirt, I would get a little shit sometimes, and
Yep. Yeah, I was in
you
the
know,
same
like
boat. I would change it up occasionally from a Slayer T-shirt to Jake Jekyll.
right?
And I always said that, man, there's enough room for all kinds of music. Like why
And
do I have to be pigeonholed into one particular set?
I think nowadays a lot more people are open to it. A lot of people like are into more genres and crossing
Absolutely.
genres and things. It's a little more accepted nowadays, so I love to see
Yeah.
that.
I saw on the Instagram that you have a Hatchet Man bass drum decal.
I do.
Are you planning on doing live shows?
Absolutely. So everything right now, like all the songs that you hear on Spotify, like I recorded those. I wrote and recorded everything just in my basement. Programmed
Yeah.
the drums.
Okay.
That's me on vocals. Like I did all the artwork and everything. But I got a band put together now. We've had probably 5-6 practices, full band.
Awesome.
Guitar, bass, and drums. I'm doing the vocals in the live project, and
Yeah.
I've just been showing those guys the 5 or 6 songs that we got. So, I'm hoping to play a show this summer. That's the
Awesome.
goal.
Very cool. Very cool. I'll have to ask some of the touring bands and former touring bands if they know of any good spots in your area. Maybe I can help steer you in a good direction.
Yeah, for sure. I'm down for anything, just
Now, does your plan include at some point, because obviously we both know the gathering, not just the main stages, but they have the smaller stages.
oh yeah.
Is a plan at some point to try and get Dead Body Man at the gathering?
Oh, of course. I would love that. That's kind of the ultimate goal, I would love to play the
That
Gathering, Juggle,
that
Ohio.
that will get me back to a gathering. If I know Dead Body Man is playing the gathering, I'm there.
Dude, hell yeah.
Yeah, I am there. That would be really cool.
Yeah, man, that would be a dream. I've gone to a handful of them now, and I've been listening to ICP since like 97, 96, 97. So,
Hell yeah.
that would be a dream for sure.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and Steve is going to introduce our song.
All right, so this is the newest Dead Body Man song, San Wasan Crew.
All right, and that was Dead Body Man. So Steve, walk me through a little bit of the writing, the recording process of the song.
Yeah, so usually I'll just kind of come up with a concept. I like to have kind of a couple song titles that I have in mind, so I can kind of feel out the direction of the song, kind of what vibe I want it to have. But it starts out, I'll just sit in my basement, right in front of my amp, and just write guitar riffs. And so I'll just write as many guitar riffs as I kind of can come up with, and see what's kind of feels good, stringing them together.
Sure.
Once it kind of feels like I have a good song structure, I'll bring out the laptop and start programming some drums. And once I get the drums all in there, then I'll just practice the song mainly on guitar and play it a bunch of times to just make sure that I like it and that it feels right and kind of the transitions feel right.
Yeah.
So once those drums are recorded, then I track the guitar, track the bass, and then finally the vocals. Then I just kind of mix and master it. All of them except for San Wasan Crew, I mixed and mastered myself. The San Wasan Crew song, I had one of my buddies, shout out to Product 614. for mixing and mastering this last one. I feel like it's upped my game a little bit. So
Yeah, I think that this one stands out amongst the other songs, production wise.
yeah, that I got to give all the credit to product on that one.
Hell yeah, absolutely. So what is the title? What does it mean?
Okay, San Wasan. It means it's an acronym for Stomp a Nazi when I see a Nazi.
Ah, gotcha. Now, was that a was because I know Ouija has a song. Was that the acronym from the song?
Yeah, yeah. So whenever
Okay.
like Ouija says that, that's kind of what he's referring to.
Got it. Got it. Okay, that makes more sense because I've heard his song. Right. Okay. Okay, makes
Yeah.
sense. Uh, real quick follow up question because you kind of spoke on this. You have phenomenal designs, like all the T-shirts, all just like the imagery is all great. I was going
Thank
to
you.
ask who does your artwork. You said you do all that,
Yeah, yep. I've done everything so far. Yep.
so you did the Circle Jerks Juggalo guy.
Yep. Threw it
No
up on an
kidding.
iPad. Yep, got an
Ah,
iPad that one of my kids watches,
yeah,
Netflix and plays Minecraft.
right.
I just got an Apple Pencil and Procreate and draw it up in there, and then I'll throw it in Photoshop and kind of do any adjustments in there that I need to do.
Oh, how cool! Yeah, that's we were talking but before the recording, and I was telling Steve how originally I didn't even know he was a musician. I thought he was making these cool Juggalo shirts. And by the way, head over to Dead Body Man HC. Uh, check out the designs alone. I mean, the shirt designs. You're gonna want one. You're gonna wonder why there's not like a big cartel store where you can just like buy a couple of T-shirts because all the designs are sick. I like the steal your face skull with the hate breed lettering. I think that's cool. My favorite one is the image that you sent me, the dog beats um, Carnival
Yeah,
Carnage with the that's the one I need that in a 2X ASAP.
I got you, man. No
Yeah,
problem.
yeah, I need
Yeah,
that.
I usually do just like pre-orders for those, so I
I
don't have to
saw
like
and then I
carry
missed.
stock.
Yeah, I was behind because I started looking through and then I clicked on that one of the shirt and it was like pre-order and I went, ah, damn it, I missed it. So maybe I'll catch the next one.
I got a 2X laying around. I
Oh,
got
you
you.
do?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
sick. Yeah, I'll wear the fuck out of that.
I
That's
usually try to
awesome.
order one or two extras of a couple of sizes, so I got you
Sure.
covered.
Yeah, the merch game is absolutely on point. So do you have plans for physical CDs at any point?
I would really like to release a CD, a tape, 7 inch, some kind of physical media.
Yeah,
I'd really like to kind of re-record these songs with the live band, at least a couple of
got it.
them, put together with a couple new ones, and put together a 5-6 song EP, and then release that on some physical media. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna do a video pretty soon. We're doing some pictures,
Oh, great.
so
Very cool. When you do that, make sure to send that over. So last year, Ian and I did a music videos episode. It's the only episode of Black Tornado that has something for you to look at.
okay, I saw
And
that. Was that like a year anniversary or?
no, that was way before. That was like episode like 6 or 7 or
Oh,
something.
okay, all right.
But yeah, that was he and I, and we watched a bunch of music videos, and so now I want to do it again this year, and I think I've got two. So just like on every other episode, play 5 different bands. I'd like to get 5 different music videos.
Sure.
So hopefully that lines up around the same time because I'd love to watch a Dead Body Man video. That
Yeah,
would be
yeah.
really cool.
Trying to get all that
Um,
stuff together this summer, so
Hell yeah, that is awesome.
definitely send it your
Um,
way.
Here is a question that only pertains to me. Would you consider a trade for your Blacklight Malenko poster? or is that completely off the table?
Oh man, dude, I bought that at the mall in like '98. I would have
Yeah.
to. It would have to be something pretty good for me to come off of that.
Let me look. What do you wear? What size is that shirt?
This is an XL.
Okay.
Jerseys usually large, sometimes XL if they're not too big.
Okay. Let me look because you can't see it. But on the ceiling I have and they're both originals. The Hatchet Man Blacklight and I have the Hell's Pit Blacklight.
Okay, yeah.
And I
Those
have
black
both-
lights are so sick.
Yeah, with the real flock, the one
Yeah,
that you could
yeah.
run your hand. Yeah.
Same. That's what
Not,
this one
not
is.
this not this new crap. Oh, I could tell when I saw it. I said that's an original.
Oh yeah.
And those posters are so hard to come by. Another one I actually have it framed up on this wall is I think it was 2 years ago. It's you know the game Cuphead?
Much of a gamer.
The little it's arguably this incredibly difficult game. It's this like I don't know what you want to call it, like an old school art style.
Oh, okay.
So ICP made these posters. I'll send you an image of it once we're done.
Yeah.
And it's this old school, very cartoony looking drawing of Jay and Shaggy. And when they put them out, especially in the museum, some people wanted like $60, $80, $90. And I said, well, I can't spend that much on a poster.
Yeah.
And just randomly, there was a guy in the museum and he was looking for, I think it was a shirt. He was looking for a shirt and I happened to have it. And I said, well, I'm always up for trades. And he goes, I have this poster. I said, sold, done. So as soon as it came in, I framed it and hung it on the wall. Because again, say what you will about ICP's music, you might not like it. You can't say that the designs aren't amazing. You know,
Unparalleled, man.
the designs are nuts. So
Especially
yeah,
the first six, man. The first six,
yeah,
every single one is perfect.
super iconic. And so so now I like I want to track down as many of the original Blacklight posters as I can, and I want to find a Jekyll Brothers skull candle.
Oh yeah.
Remember
I saw
those?
somebody, yeah. Somebody sold one recently.
Yeah, I've got some rarities still kicking around, and I think I can probably work a deal with somebody if they want to make a trade, maybe on the museum.
That's what I love about the museum too. It's like and psychopathic traders. I'm on there too, but like
Oh yeah, traders. Yeah,
you can find anything. You can find anything if you want it. And you make a in search of post, you can probably find it.
I think the
Might have to
coolest
pay,
thing.
but
Oh yeah, you're gonna pay through the teeth. I had one of the coolest trades, and the only reason I got rid of it was because I wear a 2X, and it was an XL. And when I put it on, I mean it fit, but I like my stuff to just bag a little bit.
yeah.
But a guy wanted the live Blink 182 vinyl on the splatter white vinyl. And I had it, and I hadn't listened to it in years. And a guy came in the museum, and he said, I really need this record. I really need this record. And I messaged him. I said, I have it in like mint condition.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, great. And he goes, what are you looking for? And I said, just send me some stuff, and we'll see if we can't make a deal. He had the Christmas riddle box with the Merry fucking Christmas bitch on the back.
Yeah.
I said, you want to trade? He goes, straight up trade. I said, straight up trade. We did the mailing, all good. And it's just one of those shirts. It's kind of like the Hollow Wicked Malenko, right? The orange and the purple. Oh,
yeah.
What a design.
Little spider web.
Yeah. And the witch and the moon. Oh, what a design.
Dude, yeah.
I have the yellow one, the 30th anniversary. I have that one.
Dude, all those 30th anniversary shirts don't fit. I swear, they're too small. They're all sized weird.
I don't have a problem with the size, but what I hate, and I get it, I understand why they did it. I hate that big 30 on the shoulder.
Yeah.
I just don't like it. But I get it. I understand that's why they did it. But I hate that. But anyway, we're talking about fucking ICP merch. Say this is what happens if you get juggalos on the thing. You're talking about crazy shit. This is really cool, man. Thanks a lot
Oh
for
yeah, of course,
coming on
man.
the podcast.
Happy to do
Uh,
it.
do you have any closing words for fans of the Black Tornado podcast? What do we have to look forward to? What's coming next?
Yeah, coming next, some live shows, videos, songs being recorded. I got another one written, about to record the drums on that probably this weekend.
Nice.
Just trying to keep the ball rolling, keep the momentum going.
Hell yeah.
Couple shows this summer and, more shit to come.
Hell yeah. Good to hear it. Good to hear it. Thank you, Steve, for coming on the show. As always, if you're still listening to the show, head on over to Instagram, Dead Body Band HC. Do you have any other social media platforms?
Oh,
No,
not
just
currently.
IG. Okay, fair enough. Just IG. Cool. Head on over to the Instagram. Again, that's Dead Body Man HC. And obviously you'll see it plugged on Black Tornado Podcast. So thanks again to Steve. As always, I have been your host, Adam. Thanks once again for tuning into the Black Tornado Podcast. Be good to each other. Get that Faygo nice and cold, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Peace.